everybody, it's Felisa. So I did this vlog this morning, and some happened this afternoon, and then I decided I need to redo this, and I need to add that element into it. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, I think I'm gonna file this under Dating Chronicles, because I think that's where it belongs. I was having a conversation. Obviously, I was texting a friend of mine. I don't know why we text so much, but I was texting a friend of mine, and he said to me, one day I want to have a conversation with you about the psychology behind why women internalize the failure of a relationship and view it as a repudiation. Anyway, a repudiation upon them, and basically, we internalize that. I took a step further and said, yeah, a lot of us internalize it and view it as an indictment on our womanhood. And so I told him, I was like, I can tell you why the patriarchy in society. That's it in a nutshell. Now, if you want to talk, other issues or whatever, historically, women have been coached and made to believe that if their last name is not changed from that of their fathers or whoever their last name is, their maiden name, to a fella's last name, then they are somehow less than. And the older that you become and you haven't been married, then you're damaged goods and nobody wants you. If you've not used your uterus in order to make a people, your womanhood is also called into question. I mean, you could literally set the world on fire, be a trailblazer, build a multi-million-dollar organization, be a philanthropist, donate copious amounts of money to different organizations, and someone will still find the need to ask you why you're not married. We see you over. A woman will also have several relationships that have not worked, and because she is the common denominator, then the question is, what's wrong with her? Something wrong with her? I know she's crazy. That's why don't nobody want her. Don't no man want to put her there. See you probably. Those are just a couple of examples, but that is the way that society operates, and most women understand that. A lot of women have, decided that they were going to buck that school of thought and not give into it, but the reality is that the older that you become, the more prevalent that pressure becomes. I will admit, though, because he said, women do that to each other. We do, but it's pretty much like, I don't know. I don't want to say Stockholm syndrome, but it's kind of sort of. So, we've been brainwashed to believing certain things about our own selves, about our womanhood, about how we present as ladies, and if we don't present in that way, then somehow we fail, and we've done womanhood a disservice. A lot of us still believe that, and we think that, and even though we tell our daughters, in their 20s, oh girl, go ahead, live life, just find yourself and get an education, and you don't need no man right now. Then right around 30, we start looking at her like, so you ain't got no man? You ain't got no prospects? No. Just gonna be by yourself. Okay. Then if she even remotely looks like she might touch 35, girl, you're not getting no younger. I mean, no. Your egg's gonna be powdered in a minute. So don't you want to use it? If she gets to be 40, then she's a lesbian. It's ridiculous, but that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. I don't know when or why we started to do that. All I know is that we do it. And there exists a certain double standard with all of that, because women become responsible by default for any behavior that is viewed unseemly or unlikely or unwhatever. Women take the heat for that. Even in cases where it's a clear-cut, cut and dry situation where this man was at fault for the demise of this relationship. In the back of most people's minds, and even her own mind, there's got to be something that I did or I did not do to cause this man to not want me, or to cause this man to leave me. I've got to be at fault some kind of way. dad had to do something to make him put his penis somewhere else. Because he's not in control of it, I am. And I'm saying that very tongue-in-cheek, obviously, but that's the way that we think. We really do think that, and I'm not saying that there's not ever anything that a woman could do to cause the end of a relationship. Clearly, we can. That's why I think that it's so important to do an autopsy in a relationship. Be very clear and very transparent about your role in it, which is why I asked my friend the question. I have a special brand of crazy. I don't think that that's a secret. I don't think that I'm ridiculously crazy or crazy without provocation. But, I think that I need to be aware of my shortcomings because of all of the boxes that I think that I check off on the spouse list or wife list. Those boxes might not exist for men. So it's important to gain a perspective and stop thinking that, there's nothing that I can work on or I can improve. Having said that, the ownership and the weight that we feel because being uncoupled is so unpopular and being a single woman is so unpopular. Other women will regard single women as, Jezebels or, like we all out to just take your man. When I went to Nigeria, I asked my girlfriend, I was like, are there any other single women going? Because I knew that it was couples and I knew that it was, people there with their spouses. First of all, I didn't expect anybody to be entertaining my little solitary self. It wasn't my intention to go there by myself, but it is what it is. And so I didn't expect for them to now, okay, we got to entertain a single girl. So I figured if there were other single people that were going, I'd hang out with them. And, the married people, if they wanted to have a conversation with me, then I'd certainly be open, but I certainly didn't want to impose myself on that. And she said, it's like a few other single people going, but, it's married couples too. I was like, yeah, but, sometimes women, we can be funny. When the single women around, but the men, it's like, we get real funny. Oh, girl, ain't nobody like that. Okay. But we do. We get very territorial because of this. And it's not always because, we just want to protect our interests. It's because we understand the stigma of the single woman. We understand, the whole idea and the stereotype that she comes with because we bought into it. And it starts becoming like this self-fulfilling prophecy. It really, really does. The more that we kind of project, I'm single and there's something inherently defective with me. There's something inherently wrong with being single. The more desperate a lot of people become, and that's why you find a lot of women who are settling for relationships that they do not deserve, and they repeat this cycle because those relationships do not last because they're willing to take partners who they shouldn't even be with. Honestly, case in point. So Offset cheated or did whatever he did. Okay. This, you can't even deny. I don't know what fool who is that high profile actually decides that he wants to cultivate another relationship with people who won't get caught, but that's another conversation. Okay, so Offset cheats. He wants his wife back. Okay, good for him. So he decides to show up at her job while she's working and wants to have a conversation. Got a microphone and everything. And I can't tell you how many men were Cardi, take Offset back. Oh, that's so sweet. This man really out here, blah, 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 blah. Let the situation have been reversed. Let Cardi B have run up. First of all, you could just have an average person working at the Walmart and his girl done cheated on him. And she showed up at his job where he get paid. He got a check that he trying to get from this place. She show up with, what's the equivalent of flowers from him? With a box of cigars or his favorite Doritos. And get on a megaphone and profess undying love and how she loves him. Does anybody besides me realize that that's crazy behavior? And nobody would accept that from no woman at any time ever. It's just me? Okay. Those are the points that I'm illustrating. there's clearly a double standard in terms of relationships and how they function, and there's clearly a double standard in terms of when relationships end and how they're viewed. A man who is ready for marriage knows what he wants. He's purposed. He sees it. He wants it. He gets it. A woman that says she's ready for marriage is desperate. It's too much pressure. Why can't you just let it happen organically? That's my whole point. The double standard is real, and therefore, since the double standard is real, the responsibility factor is real, and we assume a lot of responsibility unnecessarily and needlessly, I admit. But in the absence of anyone else stepping up and taking the taking the blame or the pressure, i.e. men, saying I own a part of this, I own a part of this process. There's no incentive in that for them to do that, because we do it all, we take it all. I quite frankly don't know how to stop that. I really don't, especially in the face of a society that continuously tells women that they're nothing without a man. Just my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Leave your comments below, and I will talk to y'all later on.